What's going on, church family? It's Pastor Dakota and Pastor Kyle. We are officially concluding our mission trip down to Puerto Penasco, Mexico, where 7 of us from the church went down and led a workshop on biblical hermeneutics or biblical interpretation. We were able to aid and assist different pastors and ministry lay leaders in how to understand God's word and how to deliver it to other people. So it's been an incredible week. We're tired. We're ready to go home, though, ready to come back to Kansas.
Yeah, it was a great time in Mexico. I mean, we got to see some people come back. It was great to see faces from last year who were excited to grow and to learn more. So that was very encouraging for them to come back and see value in the workshop, and now making it something we're going to do next year again. The dates are already set for year 3, the
2024.
2024. And so, it's going to be a great time. We're going to be studying the book of Revelation in that one. So they're excited for that. And it'll be good to see everybody again. I think that was the biggest blessing for me, was to just see the same faces, to give hugs, to see that they're still going, they're still running the race, they're still wanting to know more about God's word, and they're still reaching people in Mexico. And so I can see the fruit of the ministry there just after 1 year of doing it, going back a second time. So that was a blessing.
Yeah, it was really encouraging to see the pastors enthusiastic about the content that we've been delivering to them, and they seem really excited to be delivering it to their congregation, whether it be by way of teaching them how to build disciples, or whether it be actually applying some of the tools we've given them in their actual sermons or Bible studies, whatever it might be. So it was a great time. It's a fruitful ministry. Yeah, as Pastor Kyle said, we're going to be doing the book of Revelation next year. So the Lord just seems to be bringing fruit from this ministry in Mexico, whether it's the house builds in March, which this year is going to be March 21st to the 24th, 2024, or it's the pastoral workshops that we're doing in September. It just seems to be working for our church. We're building lots of relationships. And it was great to see guys from our church, our own church, go down and participate in leadership and to be able to see the tools we've given them. Now they're teaching others. So that's been encouraging.
Yeah, sometimes just spending hours in the van traveling and eating dinner together and doing ministry side by side, it just strengthens the relationship that we have as pastors and with those who come along with us. So we encourage you for the March trip, go to Mexico, get involved, learn these things, come on these trips, because yes, we get to go share the gospel. We get to teach God's word, but there is a strengthening of fellowship that happens with our church in the midst of these mission trips. And so be a part of it. Live sent, get out there. We encourage you. We would love to go on trips with anybody from our church. So it was such a blessing. Thank you all for praying, because I know there were lots of you praying for this trip. It went smooth. Nobody got hurt. Nobody was sick. No accidents. It was smooth. So God provided, God protected, and God allowed all this to happen. So glory to him.
Yeah, and with that said, we also have a couple of things coming up in the month of October that we want to make you aware of. The first would be the Connections class.
Yeah, Connections class starts this next Sunday, October 1st. It's a 3-week class. It's at 9 a.m. in the Fireside Room. It's all about getting to know our church. So if you're listening to this and you're like, hey, I really want to know more about Ottawa Bible, come to that class. Dedicate 3 weeks to learn more about Ottawa Bible Church. Pastor Dakota will be doing a Q&A where we talk about doctrine and theology the first week. Then we'll have a second week, testimonies from church members, and a third week on what do we do at the church for our ministries? How can you serve? How can you get involved? What are all the different things we're doing? So come and check it out. And then there's a 4th week that's a new members class. You don't need to do the Connections class to become a new member, but we do that 4th week to have that new members class. So if you're thinking and you've been praying about becoming a member, we invite you to join us at the end of October for that class.
Yeah, and then on October 14th, we have 2 events, and we're asking you to be faithful to attend both events on this one particular day. October 14th is a Saturday. In the morning from 9 o'clock to noon, we're going to have OBC Academy. That's where my mentor, Dr. C.L. Mitchell, is going to come in, and he's going to teach us how to interpret the 4 Gospels. And then we're going to break out into small groups, and we're going to study the Word together for those 3 hours. And then at night on the 14th, we have our annual Fall Festival. And of course, that's a sweet time for our church family. It's up on Nelson's Hill, just off of Stafford Road. And, we have a hayride and a potluck and all kinds of things to do. Typically a great sunset. It's a great time for our church, and we encourage you to come out.
Yeah, and then finally, we have an event at the end of the month for men. Man Camp 2023. It's going to be the 27th and the 28th. We're going to be at Camp Chippewa again, and this year's theme is the Hall of Faith in Hebrews. And so come out. Also, it's going to, we encourage you to bring some young men, some from 12 to 17 years old, to join Man Camp, for them to come alongside us, to worship together, to learn together. So if you have a son, a grandson, a nephew, somebody that you can invite out to the event, we encourage you to do so. It's a great time. It's only one night. So we ask that you men dedicate one night to come out, to be in fellowship together, to be in God's word together, and to grow. It's just a fun time for us to quickly get together and dedicate this time to the Lord and to fellowship with one another.
Yeah, so with that being said, thank you so much for praying for our trip. And also we look forward to the things in October. God bless, church family. See you this Sunday.